we go, gents. It's another Wednesday. Means we are here at the studio to do our favourite show. Welcome to Rugby League Journeyman.
Professor's just showing that he bought coffees for once.
You know what Jimmy does?
What does he do?
So, just if I am going for a coffee round and Jimmy will have a full coffee in his hand, he will still say, "Yeah, mate, I'll have a coffee."
Well,
Because
why do you
it's-
ask? Why do you ask if you know it's going to happen?
Well, it's one of those empty offers. So I'm offering there's no way this idiot will say yes.
You're living in society's fake trap about trying to be like, oh, well, it's a fake offer, but then what is a fake offer? What's a real offer?
But it's like
You know what I mean?
it's so rare.
Yeah.
It's so rare that the offer comes.
Because you know the other thing.
So you can't miss it. You need to go,
You gotta
yes,
jump on board
yes,
with
Prof, I'll have a
available.
coffee.
But the other
please.
thing that Jimmy does, right? So you go, "Do you want a coffee?" He'll go, "Yeah, I'll have a coffee," and then he'll go, "Oh, can I also grab a bacon and egg roll?"
Banana bread.
Banana bread, and
yogurt.
then he
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
the
And
shit
then,
at
and
you.
then that's where it cuts off. Then he flat out refuses.
Then it's also, no,
how
no,
dare
I
you
can't.
have anything but a coffee?
Yeah.
I say, mate, relax. I can get you the next one.
Jimmy Maloney, a man who just talks about his 15 properties, who
He
went
does
from
talk about
contract to
it all the time. No
contract
mortgages, no interest rates.
as a $100,000 motorbike, as
Yeah.
his second motorbike,
Yeah.
Please.
Go on.
hitting me up for bacon and egg rolls. Let's leave it there. Right. The noise you can hear is,
Yeah.
I think this building is falling down around us. I'm not sure. There's some construction going on.
There's a new 10-pin bowling alley just gone on upstairs.
So if you are hearing that, we do apologise. I think it's just for this week. I believe new studio coming very soon. Tom's giving me the nod, so we won't get
It's going
that.
to be a wild this year. We're going to get nude. It's going to be crazy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You don't like getting nude, do
I
you,
hate
Toby?
it. It's not my favourite thing.
Yeah. First time I met you, there was a video you showed me on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of nudity.
Lots of nudity. Thanks to our sponsor, Better. They're doing a great job. Jimmy, I'm assuming you'll have another multi for us this week. That one was so close last
So
week.
close.
Mate.
Couldn't believe it. It was just
Dead
a whisker.
set.
A whisker.
We had both try scorers got out. We had 9+ tries between the Dragons and Warriors.
yeah.
Let's be honest, how the Dragons turned up on Anzac Day was a national disgrace, really.
Yeah, great.
To turn up like that on that
Yeah.
of all days.
Yeah.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. It comes from commercial.
And
Comes from
then
commercial.
obviously the Warriors, we had, the grubber went past and he just had to put it down.
2 hands.
Nah, so.
So we needed the Warriors to score
try.
6, didn't we? Because the Dragons got 3.
Yeah, they got 3. So
And the Warriors
basically, in
got
my head,
5.
I had Dragons down for 4 and Warriors to get 5. Warriors got their 5. Dragons, obviously, pretty ordinary on Anzac Day. Disappointing day to turn up like that. But anyway,
National disgraces, you said,
hey,
I think
we
you said.
stick to the process.
Yeah.
We are so close. We will go bang, bang, bang soon, and we will be in profit, boys.
Jimmy wins.
Don't worry.
That's what we were saying.
Hey,
Jimmy wins. Get on,
Don't
Jimmy.
doubt it. Just stick to the process.
Keep betting more.
Do you think Latsy should lose his job at the Dragons based on that Dragons on-field performance?
I mean, yeah, like we always say on this podcast, how commercial and on-field performances are so linked, and how they're, you can't have one without the other. So I think now it's time for Lazio to step away. Like he's done so well. He's seen the fall of their greatest sponsor of all time, St. George, and now he's put up that performance as well. So I think, you know what, just ride your time into the sunset, son. It's been a good
It
run.
has been a
mate.
good run. Now, you may have noticed there is no Jeremy Latimore today.
Hence why we're bagging him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
hard.
is he a professional boxer now, or what's happening? Do you know where he is, Jimmy?
Well, I think he's doing basically
Laps of the
a
city.
national tour
Yeah,
now,
right.
celebrating his second win.
Yeah.
So, it didn't get up there, but actually, to be fair, I didn't even see it. I was doing the kids' sport. I thought it was a nighttime event. And then in our WhatsApp group, I finally got home, went to look at the fight, and guys are going, "Oh, Latsy, you won."
Yeah,
So,
I didn't know. I had surgery. So.
yeah, but anyway, old mate
Lots of
didn't put up
support.
much of a fight, I don't think. So
No,
Latsy said there were 2 standing 8 counts in the first round, and then it was all over in the second round.
Yeah, right.
You wouldn't believe it. Have you all seen there was some bloke writing in the comments of the Journeyman page saying that Latsy was going to get, so, as I do, I went back to find his comments and went, "How good's this age, mate? Like, you must be a good judge." And he's hit me with, the ref called it too early. I reckon he was going to win on points. Like,
Wow.
what an absolute goose.
Well, the bloke he was taking on, Kyle Vanderpool, was it, or something?
Yeah.
He was talking some smack.
Great
to
name.
Latsy.
Yeah.
Great name.
Yeah,
A name
good
like
name.
that. can say
I think
why.
he used to ride the special bus to school by the looks of him. So, yeah. it's not really a fair fight.
No, it wasn't. But good on you, Latsy. Keep flogging blokes that don't stand a chance.
It
I
was
think that's
almost
fantastic.
bullying, to be fair.
It was.
It was
Well,
almost
they might
at the
have-
point of bullying.
He might have gone straight into HRs after that. Welcome, Toby. We haven't had you for a few weeks.
Yeah, been away.
We have been watching and monitoring what's happened. You've had an injury. You've had surgery. Tell us how you're going.
That's some great monitoring, by the way.
Well, I just, as you walked in, I went, oh, you've hurt yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I against the Newcastle Knights. So I don't know if you guys saw the game, but I dropped the ball over the line in a try-scoring action and thought I was over. I thought I was going to break the nudie early on in the season, but not to be. Dropped it over the line and sort of got hip dropped at the same time. And now I'm left with this injury. So I was going to go the non-surgical route. I did the same injury last year at the same time. But they sort of said I'll miss 3 or 4 games without surgery, and with surgery I'll only miss 5 games. We have a bye in the next 6 weeks. So went under the knife and just sort of smartly got it taken care of, so it won't happen again with the syndesmosis injuries. When you get the tightrope surgery, they can't happen ever again. So just decided to bite the bullet and get it done, and I'm getting ready to go.
A bit different to when you did yours. When did you do
Slightly.
yours?
Yeah, we're just saying, I did syndesmosis a long time. When was that? 2007, 2008? 2007. 2007 it was. And it was a lot bigger. Now they're back in 6 weeks. I had the big screw go through, and so I was on crutches in a cast for 6 weeks, and then they come and take that big screw back out, and it was pretty much the season. So.
Yeah, but also he's got no mortgage, so don't feel too sorry for him. Like, he can complain about this, but also at the same time, inflation, interest rates, all that.
Actually, fun fact, I was on the phone with the bank yesterday. I just had to put my my loan into hardship.
Did they ring you?
Why did you wink about that?
Legit, no, legit. Swear to God.
Did the
Swear
bank
to
ring you
God.
to say?
They just said, mate, you need to. I was a little bit behind on a mortgage payment, and I said, just give it
Sure,
a couple
mate.
of months, mate. She'll be up to date.
Why
Sure.
can't you can't stop winking? You said mortgage
Yeah.
and winked. You said hardship and winked.
I've,
You keep talking
mate,
about
I'm
other stuff.
joking. I'm just.
I heard the bank called you because
I'm
your
not
account
joking.
is full. There's too much money.
Yeah,
No,
they're asking
they
you
need
to
a
take
loan.
some.
Yeah.
I took it
bank's
out.
getting the
I've
loan off
invested
Jimmy.
it elsewhere.
We are at Rugby League Journeyman. It's Insta, TikTok, YouTube. Follow us, like and subscribe. We're growing very quickly, gents.
Well, Kai just put up 6,000 on Insta. Is that right, Kai?
Yeah, that is right.
Oh,
6,000.
yes. Let's get him on. He loves being the
Nice
voice.
guy, he does.
The voice from the sky is.
Journeyman, big brother.
He is now Kai. He's the young bloke that does all our socials. Does a very good job.
Piercing blue eyes.
Yeah, handsome devil. That's
Yeah.
why we keep him off camera, because the 3 of us are ugly.
Correct.
Actually, Toby, you're all right.
I'm all right.
Actually, Jimmy, you're not bad either. All right.
Concrete moisturiser.
And
I had to
Lats-
get that in there, Latsy, isn't he? You know?
I think Prof was looking for us to throw something back.
Oh,
there.
Prof, you're all right too.
There we go.
He sort of sat there like, oh, yeah, you
Waiting, eh? Yeah,
Thanks,
sorry.
guys. Right, today's show. You know how it works. Positive place. Today, we're going to be talking about best thing about seeing a mate do well, based on what happened last weekend. Big Ballsy Statements, round 8, just took place. I want you to give me something, bit of clickbait. Toby's new segment, What If? You got one for us today, Tobes?
It's still considered new.
No, I won't delete that right now.
Yeah,
Toby's segment.
yeah. I got one.
You got one, beauty.
Got one,
Round 9 preview. We keep it pretty punchy in here. We don't have Latsy's statsies today. Have you boys gone onto NRL.com and stolen a bunch of stats?
You would have done that,
Look,
wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know how many people are going to be real disappointed that Latsy's stats not in this week.
We're at 60,000 followers right now. It's about to plummet to 3.
For,
No Latsy
for
stats.
all of the 2 blokes that hang for Latsy Statsy, we apologise.
Yeah.
He'll be back next week.
Then we got your multi. Jimmy wins. Get on that. Then there's a couple of news items I'll bring up. Get your take on those. Actually, be good to hear a current player's take on the crazy sin binning that's going on.
Yeah, I'd love to
Say
elaborate.
something.
Yeah.
Then there's a brand new segment called The New Segment, which is basically where we each take turns to come up with a new segment. Latsy did it last week. He called it Latsy's Legends.
Okay.
It was the most awful segment
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Ever.
I saw the clip. And
ever
it was
in
like,
the history. Like he just tried to make it like it was a thing.
yeah.
No one understood what it meant.
But the stupid thing that was is like he went through this like big long talking process and then went, "Oh, Latsy's Legends." It's like everyone's got one of those.
Yeah.
So it's not are we trying to get a new segment going? Is
Correct.
that-
Yeah.
Latsy missed the brief, I think.
What an
Yeah.
idiot. Have you got one or do you want me to do one this week?
A new segment.
Mm.
I can do one.
You got one?
I can do one.
Okay, yeah, you got between now and then to come up with one.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, I'll have one.
Yeah.
Very good. Then we finish with Jimmy's Rumour or Trumour, which
That's good.
Have you been ripping ideas off from Triple M, mate?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know, but Toby's come in today and said, mate, Triple M are sort of running a similar thing. So they're trying to basically come after our segment. Back off, Triple M, or we'll see you in court.
One more thing to that story as well. Prof did say that Triple M is stealing from him, which he's obviously in some sort of dark past times of people stealing from him all the time.
Oh.
It's actually Jimmy's segment.
But it's on our show. See, I see the show. I'm a communist.
One team, one dream.
Yeah, it's all
one
you.
team, one
That's
dream.
right.
mate.
Whereas Jimmy's
What's
all
mine
about
is yours.
Jimmy.
Yeah, guys, fair.
Right, the positive place. Let's do this. Best thing about seeing a mate do well. So we've all got friends that have risen and done well. And obviously there was a mate on the weekend that did very well. So what is the best thing about that, Jimmy?
Well, obviously, a lot of people knew there was the big podcaster fight night, all right? And there's a guy who's been a big part of this show, went up there and he got the victory on the weekend. So, mate, it's awesome to see. Like, I was so happy for him. So I just want to give Goxie a big shout out.
Gox, yes.
Goxie for the win.
Anyone else fight?
I think Latsy got a win too, mate. Well done, Goxie.
I don't know. I heard Latsy, like, if it had been done on points, that he wouldn't have got it. That's what I heard with Latsy. So he was lucky. We might watch that one back again. Well done, Goxie. We'll get you to drive the 12 hours down again.
We need to get him back because basically this podcast has been the home of undefeated fighters.
Do you reckon you get in the ring now that you've had a couple of predecessors?
They want a lot of cash to get me in the ring.
Well, there was a bit of chat around somebody fighting you.
So obviously on the WhatsApp, Latsy was going, oh, mate, there's so many blokes want to fight you. I said, who? I said, tell them to open the checkbook up. And then,
I reckon you and Buzz.
When I spoke to him, he goes, nah, there was a lot of people asking where I was, but not to fight me because everyone loves Jimmy.
You and Buzz, I want to see it.
Buzz, that would be like Latsy versus his guy. That'd be bully. That would be absolute bully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
big ballsy statements. Oh, sorry, no, what's the best thing for you seeing a mate
does Toby get a go?
Oh, no.
Yeah, the best thing about seeing your friends do well, if you're a true friend and you love your friends so much, then, what better feeling is there than seeing someone that you call a mate so near and dear to your heart doing so well? Put your own ego aside and just be so happy for Aaron Gox, which I so am. Goxie.
So obviously you've got some tight, like, for example, Nico Hines, tight mate of yours, so him getting to play Origin, that would have been a pretty amazing moment for you.
Yeah, for sure. I remember more when he got Dally M. I was over in Bali and some boys sort of come to me and go, oh, Nico's on the Dally M. And I sort of half didn't believe it at first and saw the thing and he won the Dally M by the most points out of any person ever. And I caught him straight away and had a nice sort of, it's just the moments you sort of can remember over the times, So that's the moment I don't forget. Is just being on the phone to Nico and Bali, just going, "Oh my god, how good is this?"
Was that a bit of a contradiction that he won by the most points ever?
And then get picked for Australia,
but you didn't believe when?
When
your mate said, "Hey, he's won." No, I don't believe you.
No chance in hell he won. Maybe a little bit. Maybe that wasn't putting my ego aside at all. Why isn't it me?
Were you close that year to winning Dally M?
I think I was in the top 100.
That's not bad.
Yeah, out of 300. Top third.
Yeah. And I'll say best thing about seeing a mate do well, there is nothing good about it. I like to death ride my mates, and when they do well, we are no longer friends. Pretty simple.
Cut them off.
Fuck them off. No, it is wonderful to see people doing well, and I hope to see you two doing really well on your podcast.
Thanks. It's
on Jimmy's podcast. All right, big ballsy statements. Round 8 has just taken place. Broncos flogged the Bulldogs. That was interesting. None of us saw that coming. As you said, the Dragons, what do you call them? A national disgrace?
Oh, that's a pretty... You said
46-18.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey,
is that not a better result than last year, though? Wasn't it 60-odd?
It was too. Yeah, it was 60-odd last year.
There you go.
They're building.
They've got a real habit of just...
Jeremy Latimore.
Playing ordinary on the biggest day of the year.
Yeah.
Warriors continue to climb up that ladder. They did it against the poor Knights, who I think are anchored to the bottom. 15th. Yeah, they're not doing great. Then, of course, the Storm, they beat the Rabbitohs 24-16. Cowboys, your Cowboys, their offense is flying. 50-18.
I told you, I
Wow.
was up there.
Against
I
the
spent 12
Titans.
months setting it up. You can't forget that.
Because there is a lag as well, right?
Well, you don't
They
forget
weren't scoring
it.
many points at the start of the year, I remember. They weren't scoring
No.
many points at all at the start of the
But
year.
one of Jimmy's bold statements was Cowboys top 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago.
Be top 4. So they've still got a big run of home games and that coming up. I think they've got maybe 3 of the next 4. I think they're in Magic Round. Then they go home, bye, home. So
Wow.
there's a big step there. If they have a good little run there, they'll be.
You're
in a
keeping
good
track
position.
on your old team a bit, eh? Bit of
Hey.
insight, keeping track on your old team.
Well, as I said, you said the first 3 rounds, I think they started listening to the new coach, whoever it was, has taken me off, and then they've went, this ain't working. Let's go back to what Jimmy told us.
Yeah.
And now have a look at them.
Yeah.
Shout out, boys. Hey, shout out, boys, going back to Jimmy wins.
Panthers lost to the mighty Seagulls. Jeez, I copped some shit in here last week for wearing a Seagulls hat.
Did ya?
Yeah,
It's wild.
they were on me.
Well, you
No
should have
way.
worn it again, and mate, come
Yeah, why
in.
did you
What
wear
have
it
I
again?
worn?
Come in beating you. Oh, keep it off. Keep it off. That's beautiful.
Oh, it's fresh in here today. All right, 26-10 to the mighty Seagulls. Raiders, goodness me, 40-28 over the Dolphins. That was a good come from behind win. I don't know if you caught that one.
That was
28-10.
28-10 at half time.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the only game we didn't watch all round, actually.
It was a bloody good game.
I heard that.
Tigers, they beat the Sharks 20-18. What's your hot take on that, Toby?
Holy.
Well, clearly they're just listening to my advice of last year, and they did it again. So
But honestly, mate, the Sharks couldn't have done anything more to lose that game.
to lose it, you reckon? I feel like we just
Mate,
didn't nice our chances.
for the last 10 minutes,
No.
like you spent every opportunity down there.
Yeah.
You should just like kick a field goal. Tigers didn't look like scoring a try.
No.
And then they pass up probably 12 tackles. They would have had at least 2 full sets right in front of the post to just knock one over. And then they end up having Nico has a crack and nearly kicks it from 50
out.
metres.
Yeah.
Like just bang it over from in front. You had 9 minutes or something to go.
No.
And
Can
then
you
even
get Jimmy down to training? Can you?
mate,
Mate, you just pull them all in and go, what are you
Overcomplicate.
doing?
Yeah, why didn't you
there
do
was
this?
there was actually one that I actually thought, and obviously, granted, they had big Hazelton
Yeah.
got tackled under the post, but
Yeah.
that was off the charge down.
Yeah.
That straight away off the charge down to go again straight away is your best thing because everyone's rushed out to do it. No one sort of gets back and goes again. So I thought, oh mate, just kick it again. Obviously saw that unlucky Hazelton not going over, but far out how to not ice a game. Cronulla Sharks.
Tigers have become a bit of a bunny side for
Bogey?
side, and the Sharks are the Tigers' bunny, is what I was trying to say.
I've no idea. I've never heard that.
Bunny's
last
it's a cricketing term.
Yeah, it's cricket term. When you keep a bowler keeps getting the same guy up, you sort
okay.
of
So
just bunny.
Gilchrist Flintoff in that
Gotcha.
05 Ashes. And for some reason, Flintoff got him over and over and over again. So
Flintoff was a bowler?
he was an all-rounder.
And
I didn't know
Flintoff.
that. I didn't know that.
Very good bowler.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Tigers now, it seems that they've got it over the Sharks. What is it there? Is it the matchup? Is it that you
Yeah, I don't
guys-
know what it is. I mean, it could be Leichhardt because they haven't sort of been able to do the same result at home or at any other field, but they just seem to turn up at Leichhardt. That's just from the outside looking in. I got injured. I just did the syndesmosis in the game last year and then obviously didn't play this year last week, but they just seem to
So
get up and
basically
switch
it's
from
you.
home.
Is that what I'm saying? They're
Okay.
missing you. They're missing Toby.
Toby Rudolph is not contributing his 30 minutes off the bench.
They don't
Right?
win.
They don't win.
They don't win.
They don't win. I need to play off the bench 30 minutes,
The
15 each side half time.
the stats are there without Toby.
Statsy's Latsy. Latsy's Statsy.
Stats is like
Well, you know, we had to change the name to Latimore's Figures because there was too many S's in Latsy's Statsy. And the studio sent me an email. We've been through 3 microphones.
Yeah,
'cause it
fair
keeps
enough.
breaking them.
Latimore's Figures.
Bits on them so
I
much.
need to play to win.
I love
There
it.
you
Can we try and get Kai? Can you find a stat
go. Here we go.
on your
Oh,
when you're playing
yeah.
to when you're missing?
That's a good idea.
Can we get that backed up in actual stats? And when Toby plays, Cronulla are a better winning chance.
Well, so how many? You've played 3 games this year?
I've played 4, 2 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like
But
50%
how many?
to
But
me.
you've missed one. Is this your first one you missed?
No, I missed the first 3 games, and then played 4, then missed the last one.
So what did the ones you missed? How
So Panthers lost in Vegas.
Lost,
There we
see?
go. Cowboys and South win. And then Toby
And
comes
then
in, lost.
So it's pretty much even
It's pretty much
Steven.
even Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah. long story
But
short.
anyway, Toby needs to be in there for Sharks to win.
At Leichhardt.
Right, have you got any big ballsy statements off round 8? Anything?
Yeah, going. Ivan Cleary be the first coach sacked in the NRL.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like it.
I feel like you guys aren't like fully buying into this segment of the statement because like
I'm into it.
you're trying to predict things. I'm not trying to predict things. I'm trying to say something so bold and so professor's head
Yeah.
that I can actually that people just start losing their minds. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Yeah.
Cleary, well, they're sitting in last.
See what I'm saying?
So we should start calling for his head.
I reckon this is the platform to do it. This is it.
What's he done anyway?
Hey, you know what? He used to have it.
Yeah.
He hasn't got it
He's
anymore.
lost it.
He's lost it.
Yeah, 8 rounds.
And he needs to go and find it.
Like Professor's
Panthers need to start
there, he's
over.
lost it.
Gone. They're
Right,
one
that
day
is-
gone the
that
next.
Never
is a-
coming back.
That's
Yeah.
a ballsy statement. Oh, you
What's
need
yours?
to. Mine, Seagulls top 4.
What's yours?
What's your next run? Cronulla will not win another game until Toby Rudolph is
Yeah.
back on the paddock.
Wait, so what'd you say, 5 weeks?
It's
So-
after the Storm or the game after that.
Can you
Ooh,
look up
there
who
you go,
Toby will
Storm.
be playing next? Because we'll put
I
the
haven't
house
done a
on.
whole lot. You've been asked a fair bit, and I've heard nothing back from
Well,
them
there you
at all.
go. Yeah. Sharks
you
will
look?
lose
Yeah.
the majority of their games until Toby is back on the paddock.
I also want to just point out what we actually asked Kai to do before. Like, can we just can you isolate every game Toby's played, every game the Sharks played without him, and get back to us
Hey.
in 2 seconds?
Hey, AI,
got your
he's
back, bro.
he's got
Got your
AI
back.
in
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
mate. AI does it for him.
Chat JBT, Toby Rudolph.
Toby,
Yeah, bro, it's mate.
Tobias, it is time for your segment that's not new anymore.
No.
What if?
The old segment.
Just explain it again, reset. We haven't done it for a couple of weeks.
Rightio, I've been going for a while. So this segment, I pose a question to the group. We dive into a parallel universe where that question has become fact, and we discuss how it looks in today's age. Is that a pretty good description?
Perfect.
So, what if the Journeyman podcast was the #1 podcast in the world? So, forget Joe Rogan, forget Call Her Daddy, forget all of them, forget NRL 360. We're up there. It's us, all right? How do we look? Like, what are our day-to-day lives? I reckon, for one, you are now, well, Cam Serrato is now your father. It's not the way around.
Kai,
So you're just walking
Kai's-
around, big dick swinging dude. Like,
Okay.
oh yeah, I'm the media guy for the biggest podcast in the
Yeah,
world.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Mm.
Jim Maloney has 7 more mortgages
That he's already paid
that he's
off.
already paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Prof, you're the guy.
No,
The brother is now
Prof,
the brother of you.
Prof has got hair again.
Prof's went to
plugs.
Turkey.
Prof's gone to Turkey.
Yeah, shit,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
now
Yeah.
he's got the same hairdo as his brother.
Wow.
Love it. And not only that, I've cleaned the internet so there's no images of me bald.
I love that.
So
you can
no
afford
one-
to do that.
Deep clean.
You can afford to do that too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I
you,
reckon-
Toby, are you still 30 minutes off the bench for the Sharks?
Ooh.
No, he's retired from
Have you
footy.
retired? Would you keep playing?
He's retired
He's
from
not- you
footy.
know, we
He's
always
playing
ask-
local A grade
I'm probably
at,
doing that.
at
Seven Seagulls.
Dilla Sal or someone
Seagulls. Just said it.
getting 2,000 a game
Yeah,
down there.
for
He's a
fun.
big dog
Yeah.
and just training a bit and
Yeah. Little fish, big pond. I reckon, no, I just think
big fish,
it wouldn't
little
change
pond.
me. It wouldn't change me. Big fish, little pond. It wouldn't change me. What else would happen? I don't know. I would just like to, if you won the lottery tomorrow, would you play footy? That question gets asked at training quite a bit, actually. And I reckon I'd definitely play the year out, play the contract out, and then I'd be sort of sailing off into the sunset in Germany.
Yeah. I'll be-
Maybe not Germany, actually. Maybe sailing in the sunset. in
You know,
like
I had a
Paris or-
period at the end of my last employer where it was about 18 months where I didn't work,
Okay.
but I was getting paid.
Yeah.
So they call it gardening leave or whatever it is. And so I had money coming in,
Mm.
but I couldn't work anywhere else. And I went mad.
Really?
Yeah, like, and
Is that when you lost your hair?
no,
that was what did it.
you've known me a long time, Jimmy. It went a long time ago. No, I think I'd need to work. And whether playing footies you're working or whether you get into coaching or you need to do something. Because if you know
Got to
what,
find purpose.
if you sit idle for too long, you know what you start thinking about? Your own mortality. You start thinking about the fact you're going to die one day.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I don't think everyone thinks like
of
that.
course you do.
I think that's something you feel
This
like.
is what
You know what? I feel like I could happily
Yeah.
not work.
I feel like
And
you could do
I
it too.
would not worry about dying in a
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
Well, currently you don't work apart from 1 hour a week
Agreed.
here.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I've got other things in the pipeline going on, mate.
Excuse
So
me,
don't
what
you
are
worry
they?
about
Yeah,
that.
please tell me. I want to
Hey,
hear them. What are they?
Strider.
Let's go.
Hey, I've invested in the fastest growing beer company in Australia. Jump on board, Strider Brewing Co.
What are your metrics for the fastest growing
Hey.
company in Australia? What are your metrics for
They're
that?
growing faster than
Yeah, but
any
what are your
other beer.
metrics? Like, how do you test that?
Because the rate of sales in the last 6 months is more rapid increase than any other beer in Australia. Go out and try it. It's the best job of your life. Anyway,
But
I've got a few. I'm doing a lot of speaking gigs. Everyone loves to hear Jimmy's yarns. You've experienced it. We've had a live show.
I've seen it first.
We're going over to Perth to do live shows.
We are.
Mate, I'm pretty much booked out. Got a lot going on around Origin.
Yeah.
Obviously, big time of year.
Actually, question for you, Prof. Sorry, back to my segment, even though it's not about me. But would you ditch all the other podcasts that you have? Like, because I feel like you've got one podcast now for every
honestly,
you have.
I'm holding out for one of the podcasts to go boom. And then I get rid of all the others.
That's a lie. It's like a portfolio. You want to diversify.
That's true.
You're just keeping...
but if one stock goes boom, later.
Yeah, but what if that stock then goes crash? What can boom can crash.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
I don't know. I worry about me not working.
Yeah.
And I remember my wife.
Might die.
Yeah, because my wife was like, "You need to go work and do something." So,
well, you'd probably just work so much on the one podcast that it would be the best run podcast of all time. You'd write 1,000 jokes beforehand, so you'd be the funniest man ever.
Well, I'd have more time.
You know what I'm saying? You see, right now you got one podcast for every investment property you got.
Do you think that your life's really revolved around work? Like, do you think that's a bit of a concern? That if you can't work, you're worrying about dying.
But don't you think
maybe there's a bit more to life?
So what do you think sport is, right?
Yeah.
So where do you think sport came from?
What do you mean?
People being bored?
People being bored, and it was basically, I mean, if we are getting deep here, and somebody's going to say, Professor, you don't know what you're talking about. Go back to the gladiators, right? Yeah. So why would Rome put on the gladiator shows and everything?
Yeah.
Not for entertainment.
Yes, for entertainment.
No, it's to nullify the masses.
Yeah.
So if they had entertainment, they weren't thinking about, hang on.
How bad is my life?
How bad is my life?
Yeah.
And that's, sadly, well.
Oh, my God. This is
true.
The most negative.
It's not negative. It's why it's wonderful. Yeah. That's why I'm so into sport. Like, just the other day I was thinking, if I can watch a ball just moving around a court or a field, I'm happy. Yeah. And it could be, I will walk past local soccer, like under 15 Cs, and I'll just stand and watch because I'm not thinking about
when you're going to die. Wow. Move on.
You watch
this has got the worst
watch sport to not think about dying.
Absolutely. It's the same reason I watch movies.
So you don't think about that. How often do you think about dying? Can you get
not often, because I'm always watching a movie. I'm always watching sport.
Holy shit.
No, you know what? I think this is just like two ends of the spectrum. Like, you're obviously, like, purpose is not derived, but you love working. Gives you a bit of purpose.
Yeah.
You love free time. You love money. You have heaps of both. And you're just going like, why do I need to do anything? Well, I don't need to do anything.
What do you do? What do you do? So I get,
that.
Whatever.
I can answer that. Like,
what do you do?
So when I'm in Thailand or Bali in the off season and I'm training, living like a king, I'm training 2 or 3 times a day. I'm going.
But that's work.
But if I retired, I would still do that. Like, that's putting my body through stuff that you should do every day.
That's just a healthy lifestyle. That's
it's not work.
It's not work.
It's not work.
Okay. That's like, you go to the gym. That's work.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's 3 hours out of 24, then minus another 8
6, actually.
Sleep. Oh, geez, you are fit.
And he goes and sinks piss for 12. That's 12 a cow.
Well, you're in Thailand. There's legal stuff over there, so, you know.
Okay, so you're smoking copious amounts of marijuana. All right, no, that sounds pretty good. Right. Yeah, all right, I'm in.
Catch a wave here and there. Sweet. Go to Komodo Dragons.
Yeah. Well, that was
so sidetracked.
Was that all my segment?
Yeah, but it's
Jesus.
That's what we got to what if. What could happen?
What's it called? Suspended disbelief.
Yeah,
is the theory, right? So oh no, that's a different theory. That's the theory of when you're watching a movie and the plot's so shit, but you go, well, I'll just go along with it. Got the wrong one.
You're like taking this professor name way too.
No. There's a name. There is a name for basically occupying your mind so you don't think about dying. All right, so let's get to the footy.
Shall we?
Round 9.
Let's go.
So Sharks, Eels, Toby, I've got you. That's Magic Round, obviously this week.
Hold on. Yeah, Thursday night, Women's Origin.
Apologies,
Game 1, so that's probably, we'll call that the start of Magic Round.
Yep.
The first game up there in Brisbane. Blues are favourites, obviously, after winning last year. nearly got the clean sweep. They went down in that real wet game at Newcastle last year, game 3. So good luck to the girls, the New South Wales Sky Blues. Is that what they're?
I think so.
They're the Sky Blues, the same thing.
Keep an eye out for Tiana Penatani in the halves. Usually she's a centre or outside back strike weapon, so see how she goes with the hands.
Yeah. What's the forecast up there? Anyone got the forecast?
No idea.
Dry track normally suits New South Wales a bit better, so hopefully there's no rain about.
Fingers crossed
and
for
the
our girls.
Blues put a clinic on.
I think it's forecast beautiful one day, perfect the next.
Oh, Queensland.
Classic.
Love Queensland.
Classic.
Right, Sharks v Eels. As we just hear a chainsaw starting up upstairs. That's fantastic. Toby, your Sharks.
They are. We're also playing some drums upstairs. Yeah, the Sharks. We're coming off a loss against the Tigers. Eels. Who'd the Eels beat?
Eels, they beat. Let me give it to you. They got it done.
Mitchell Moses played that.
Mitchell Moses Clinic, Tigers? Titans.
They had to bye last week.
That's why.
They won the week before.
So they're coming off the bye fresh.
Yeah, and a 2-point win against the Tigers as well. Mitch Moses is back in form. Look, we have a really short turnaround as well. But got 1 day to train, which is today this week. So the boys are hard at work right now as we speak. And look, it's the perfect time for us to bounce back. I remember if it was last year, who did we play there last year? The Roosters, and that was what sort of set us up on our run. So we've had the most hectic start of the year ever in terms of our schedules. Not that's an excuse; it's just what happened. And now going into Magic Round, we've got 2 games at home going into a bye. So each game is the most important game that you play every week, and it's so different this week against the Eels. And look, like Zach Lomax should still be out, but they still got a pretty fighting fit team, and I can't see them getting the 2 points against us just with how determined we are to get back to where we want to be. But look, it's a game of rugby league. At the end of the day, anyone can win, but give it to the Sharks team to get the job done, get the 2 points. Ho ho!
Sharkies or Eels?
Well, I did just say that Sharks will lose most of the games until Tobias is back on the paddock and he's not there on the weekend. So, unfortunately, I'm going the Eels. Probably not a smart tip, but you know what? That's what I'm going to go with.
You got to back up what you said, mate. I get it.
Exactly.
Roosters, Dolphins. That's the second game, Magic Round up there in Queensland. Both teams last week, not great.
No.
Oh, sorry, the Roosters put it on the Dragons. My apologies. Dolphins,
the
they let the Raiders sneak past them.
Yeah, I think Roosters, obviously, the thing with the Roosters, they're losing and being, pretty ordinary, or they're really good. They obviously knocked off Penrith early on, and then they've towed up, the Dragons on the weekend. Like to think Magic Round's a bit another big occasion. I feel like the Roosters they're a side that when there's an occasion, they can play well and they can get up for it. Obviously, the Anzac game on the weekend was a perfect example of that. So I think, Dolphins are there or thereabouts, but I just think the Roosters will have too much brilliance for them.
Yeah. Depends on which team turns up. When talking about the Dolphins, you can have, is it Isaiah Katoa just out there running a masterclass and, putting the side on his back, or you could have a dynamic Roosters team that'll just sort of run rampant over them. Obviously, Dolphins home game, whoever's home game it is technically, it's the Dolphins home game. They're from Brisbane, so they'll have the crowd support behind them, and should be an interesting game. But yeah, I'll probably give it to the Roosters just the way the amount of stars they have on the field.
It'd just be a really good, interesting matchup. Talking about Isaiah Katoa, obviously really good young half there, and Sandon Smith was unreal for the Roosters. So that'll be a real interesting. Obviously, with the young half coming in, Savalo for the Roosters. Sandon Smith's sort of their dominant halfback, despite being young himself and sort of inexperienced. But mate, he was really good on the weekend. I think there's a real good player in him. So, that'll be an interesting little matchup.
Very good. Bunnies take on the Knights. That's your first game on Saturday afternoon. Toby.
You know what? This is 5 straight losses in a row that the Knights are staring down the barrel of. And who'd South play last week? They played...
They lost
Bulldogs.
to the Storm,
Melbourne.
24-16.
Sorry. They were in that game for a fair bit of it too. But, yeah, I think... I forgot who they're playing again.
Knights.
The Knights. No, I want to give it up to South. I think I think they're nice. They've got too many things going wrong with them at the moment. They're definitely hitting the panic button this early in the season. And I just think Wayne Bennett, coach side, will come out and bounce back really well from that defeat last week. So give the 2 points to the South.
Jimmy?
Yeah, I think South, obviously. Knights, big problems. They're just their inability to score points. They're pretty easy to sort of see what's coming. You know, there's
Everyone out.
Yeah, there's a whole massive reliance. They've probably got, like, you know, without sort of looking to Ponga or an early ball and Bradman Best doing something for them, there's probably not a whole lot else they're creating. I'm not sure. They were very, very sideways on the weekend, just sort of side to side, but not doing that. I think South will go up there. They'll work hard. They won't beat themselves. And I think, as again, for a bit of an occasion, a magic round, I think Wayne Bennett should be able to get the boys up.
Wonderful. Then we've got the Cowboys taking on the Warriors. That's your second game on Saturday. Both teams doing well. Warriors sitting in 4th, Cowboys sitting in 6th.
Jimmy Maloney Cup.
Another one, another Jimmy Maloney Cup.
Yeah. Well, the Cows are back. They obviously had a good win. I didn't think probably the first half wasn't ideal for them against the Titans, but obviously them found their groove and ran away with it. I think, as I said, I think they'll start to find some form. I think Jeremiah Nanai back in form and playing well. And, yeah, the young kids, Tommy Dearden was phenomenal on the weekend, like he is all the time, you know. Such a good leader for them. So, yeah, I think they'll be winning again.
Yeah, I think I want to give it to the Warriors this week. I watched the game last week. Luke Metcalf kicking, was it a field goal or was it the penalty goal right at the end there?
Penalty goal.
Penalty goal. I think that's just going to be...
But he drop-kicked it.
He drop-kicked it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of the week before. Yeah, you're quite right. Yeah.
Is his penalty goal that he drop-kicked?
I don't know, Kai.
What research have you done, Professor?
I was thinking of the week before against the Broncos.
They smashed because they scored the 5 tries.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
This was a field goal.
No, it wasn't.
It was a penalty goal.
No, it was a penalty goal.
Regardless, I think that is going to do wonders for his confidence leading into this game. Look,
mate, I'm with you.
Are you with me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7, Luke Metcalf, 3 tries, 2 set up. Shut the gates.
Tigers, Dragons.
Yeah.
Saturday night magic round.
I'm going Tigers.
And
well,
not much to add there, really, is there?
Nah, mate, like Dragons, like they were so disappointing. Like, I'm still a bit dirty that I actually tipped them over the Roosters. They were, sideways. Like I don't know what they were doing. So, I'm gonna go Tigers.
Yeah.
I think they're just out of the box style of play. Tell you what, May for the Tigers, geez, he's been playing good. I reckon he's a massive bolter, or probably not even a bolter, but I reckon he's a big chance for State of Origin coming up.
Yeah. I think Tigers are starting to sort of find their form. They've been not really inconsistent with, I guess inconsistent in terms of winning games, but they've always been in and around the contest, whereas the Dragons can get blown off the park so easily. So I see it being a tightly contested game, but I think the Tigers will be too good and run away with it in the back half of the game.
Titans, Bulldogs.
Sorry, Kai.
What do you got for us,
Kai
mate?
from the sky.
I was going to say Dragons dropped Ilias.
Oh, yeah?
So they got Lycan King Togya, who's come in.
Is he on debut?
Nah, not on debut. And Corey Allen plays his first game after a ACL. I believe.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
Great work, Kai. Keep throwing that stuff in, mate.
There you
wonderful.
go.
Jesus.
So,
That's what we're
with a
paying
couple of
big
late inclusions, we're still going the Tigers.
bucks. Accurate, yeah.
Titans, Bulldogs, both off losses last week. Cowboys gave it to the Titans 50-18. And then obviously the Bulldogs, well, they got pumped by the Bronx 42-18.
Yeah.
First game on Sunday.
Bulldogs will be winning. I don't think, obviously, Dogs missed the mark for one half of football. All right. Second half, they were dominant again. Obviously, that can happen, and it's not an issue if the game's already gone. But I think, they've now won, would they win? 6?
6 in a row.
6 in a row. And then, so out of 7 games of football, they've missed the mark for 40 minutes. They'll bounce back. Titans didn't put up much of a fight once the Cowboys got into their work on the weekend. Dogs will be winning by plenty. And that will be involving
Oh.
Jimmy's multi later on. Do we go to it now or do we stay?
Oh, it's up to you. No, let's do it at the end. We'll
Let's
do it at the end. Let's race through
but
this.
hey, stay tuned
Oh, they will.
because that's a multi game.
Watch this space right here. Clip this. I don't know why. Philip Waters, Titans are going to win.
Woo.
Yep, you heard
Holy.
it. Big bold predictions.
I do want to clip this because when we come in next week
Yeah.
and Bulldogs win by 50.
Yeah. You can put this face right here. It'll be I told you so.
What is it? Why is it? Or is it just
you know what? Every now and again, I just sort of get a feeling more waters, and this is one of those.
How
times.
often?
Feeling in your waters.
In my waters, brother. In my waters.
Where's your waters?
Deep. Deep and wet.
It's normally a female thing, isn't it?
It is,
feel
yeah. I
it in
think
my
the waters
waters.
is to do
That's
with
why I'm wondering.
menstruation.
I've
Yeah.
had surgery. There's some moisture in some places I don't know. I haven't showered in 5 days. I don't
Is
know.
it a full moon as well? Because I think also water is affected by moon cycles and
Didn't
that sort of
wanna
stuff. Right, so you're picking the Titans on
Because of my
nothing
waters.
other than a funny feeling in your tummy.
Got it, baby.
In his waters.
I just-
Panthers, Broncos.
Yeah.
That's your first game on Sunday for Magic Round.
You're
Obviously,
welcome, Earth. Am I right? What a first game for a Sunday. Broncos, fucking Panthers. Wow. How good's life?
Well, I don't know. Panthers are currently in last.
Yeah.
And
Ivan's getting sacked. What else?
And playing at Suncorp, the Broncos have got a good record at
Yeah.
Suncorp.
What's the record, actually, Kai? Please do some Googling.
yeah, over the last since 19 when they come to the comp, 87.
But they're-
Do year by year.
Yeah.
Let's
Takes
go to
note.
Latsy's NRL stats,
Yeah,
NRL.com,
you'll
and it'll
find
say wins at venue.
Yeah.
And we'll get a percentage. Don't overcomplicate it. Just keep it like Latsy with his statsy. Anyway, yeah,
Panthers
they've
gonna
got a good thing. Is Mitch Kenny still not back, isn't he?
Kai is
He's
Mitch
an
Kenny
impressive,
back?
but so
Yeah.
that Luke
Yeah,
Summer's
but
been good.
I think he's important to him.
No,
He
he's not back. And also,
does a lot. Sorry, go.
Mitch Kenny is not back, and Broncos win percentage is 57% at Suncorp.
I thought it was super
Kai.
high. I thought it was more than that.
Well, it's more than half, so they're winning more than
It's only more than the losing. Yeah, you're
Well, I
right.
thought it might have been higher too, but
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Anyway,
Appreciate it.
they're still winning more than they're losing up here, and they'll be winning this one, unfortunately. Sorry, Panthers fans.
Clip right here. Panthers.
Bounce
Well,
back.
this is going to be Latsy. Did you see Latsy last week? He
No,
goes,
what's he doing?
he goes, Panthers are back. And we said, what
Oh,
does
really?
back mean? Because
Yeah.
back to what they were. And he goes, nah, they're like top 8.
A bit back.
Yeah.
So we were saying they have to basically win the
He
grand
didn't
final
know
by
what
50.
being back
To be
was.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I can see Latsy's an idiot. I back that.
Yeah, true.
Panthers, this is the week they're going to just, you know what, they're going to go to training. They're going to go, nah, you're doing this wrong. Run it off me. And then, nah, drop me under. Nah, a bit of this. And then, boom.
Is that what training's basically like for a league player?
You know what's, honestly, this does my head in, right? So all the spy members will get together at training and like they'll talk about, oh, yeah, no, I did this, that, under. I better give it calls away. I won't. And then I'm just there with the front rowers just like passing and tackling and that.
Give me
I'm
the
like-
ball. Let me get forward.
Yeah,
Quick,
that.
play the
Oh,
ball.
good, go forward. Yeah, but it's like, fuck, what am I doing here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to be important and be asked the questions about, oh, what do you think if we did this? What about this? Like, is it so much to ask?
No,
Just to
no,
ask me?
I'm
But
feeling it.
unfortunately, Toby,
Yeah, go on, hit me, because Nico is always very
your
vocal.
front rower crew,
Yeah,
all right, your job don't change much each
it doesn't.
week.
But just to be
Keep it
asked.
simple.
Yeah.
All right. And just do your things well. Control the middle defensively. Get us going forward. Get quick play the balls.
All right,
That's
but
all.
seriously, but how good Sunday Broncos?
Can you not just
Panthers.
during the game, and I mean, I didn't play a lot of first grade, but
Yeah,
can
crack
you
up
not
with that,
just during the game just
Yeah.
tell Nico to get out of the way? I've got this next play, and you just run it at
Won't
7.
get him running off you.
Yeah,
Hey.
and tell him to run it straight for once.
Hey, now you guys are starting to talk me language. You're starting to see what I'm starting to see.
There we
I reckon
go.
I start running the team. You know what's going to happen?
Well, when
NRL sales through the roof.
when we're back,
Yeah.
we're going to get
Yeah, what are you going to get?
you.
Yeah.
It'll be part of Maloney's multi.
Oh, wow.
That Toby,
Yeah.
to have his hands on the ball at first receiver with options around him, with at least 3 options around. One
Yeah.
dropped under,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
lead, and
yeah.
one out the back.
Yeah.
All right, at least start.
You know
by
what I would
once in
start
the
with?
game.
Just to shot across the bow for Fitzy up in the box.
Yeah.
Third tackle, go for a 40-20.
Or a chip and chase.
Chip and chase is even better.
Yeah,
I
do you know
nerded
what,
this
actually-
podcast for a reason.
Do you know what? Legit, and I used to want tried for ages to get a front rower to chip for me. You know how many times like a front rower carries the ball one off the ruck and you, as a half you push in support.
Yes.
All right, but no one
Never passes.
No one needs to like. Don't worry about you too much as a support runner because they're sort of going, oh, it's probably not going to be on the tip. But I said for so long, if a front rower chips over the top, you're there pushing in support to go straight through and collect. Mate, it was 100% would work. And I had guys at Roosters, like whether it was Hargraves or Semi-Moore even, that could do it, but they shit themselves in a game.
Mate,
when I said to them, let's go, do it, their balls just, their sphincter just tightened up and they got too scared that Robbo would spray them and they didn't. But I reckon...
You played with Andrew Fafita for like 3-4 years.
Yeah, but...
He would have done it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but sometimes he went this way too. It was hard to know what you were getting for Fafita, but I just thought, mate, that's a brilliant play because the defence line comes up, no one's expecting it at all, and they go bang over the top.
Why don't they try a few weird things in league? Because
you know what?
There's been a bit going on in. If I can just switch to Union for a second, so Razzie Erasmus, who coaches the Springboks, he's been doing some odd things. Like all of a sudden, he'll get his winger to throw in the line out.
Yep.
So Cheslin Colby, which. In rugby union for your winger just blows their mind.
Well, it used to be the winger back in the day before it was Orca.
But couldn't we in league just start doing a few things?
Bring back like winger in from the tap.
Oh, here's why I know possession in league is too important. It's too important. Like you can give the ball away in union, you knock it on 2 plays later, you get a scrum with your ball again. Whereas in league, the territory game would be too. Coaches start just dropping blokes or I don't know, chopping.
I suppose the problem in union, every contest you can get the ball back.
Yeah, league you have one chance.
Ball. You know, possession's obviously big in rugby, but you got to wait 6 plays to get the ball. If if it doesn't come off, if they do the right thing, then you get the ball back on your defensive line. So.
But in all seriousness, this Sunday. Panthers Broncos. Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
What a Sunday game. Like, whose idea was that? Who did that would promote him. Get him on this Journeyman podcast.
I'm going to say probably Andrew Abdo.
Yeah,
well, hey. I'll tell you what, he's got more issues going on with what's going on at the minute.
Yeah, we'll jump into that in a second. Storm Raiders, that's your second
one. Are you
Sunday.
kidding?
They say Super Saturday. It's a Super Sunday.
Super Sport Sunday, am I right?
Is Harry Grant back?
No, I don't think so.
Still not back?
Not back yet.
Jimmy?
Storm will still win, I think. Yeah.
Clip this space. No.
Yeah.
Raiders are hot.
Raiders are going good, man. Raiders are killing it.
Always with Canberra, all right? Who's their weight, like, or their S&C coach down there? Because they are always the strongest men in the world.
Yeah.
You know, like Hudson Young, like, how much would Hudson Young weigh? 104,
barely
maybe 100?
Be kissing 100.
Yeah, something. That's what I'm thinking like that. And they just throw guys off.
Yeah.
Ethan Strange, 5'8", throws guys off. That Canberra milk, mate.
Milk.
They're
it might be the milk.
They're always strong down. Like they're always, and that's what their game's built on: physicality and strength. They don't have the halves that they play these plays with finesse, but they just. Mate, they are so, and they're fast at the moment. Jeez,
and
quick.
The Seagulls would like to welcome Jamal Fogarty. I think that's fantastic.
Has that happened yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. Official, 3 years.
3 years. $2 million, I think.
Mate, he came into the game when I did. Like, so we played against each other in the 2019 Intra Super Cup Premiership thing. I was playing for Jets, he was playing for Burleigh. And then since then, I thought he was even a bit older than me then, but he must be around the same age as me. His career has just gone from strength to strength.
Good
to be 27, 28 years old, playing reserve grade, 2019. Then the 2020s roll, and then you're a first-rate halfback. Setting yourself up for the future.
I think that was a big part of the talk was that basically, I think there's a couple of good kids coming through Canberra, so they weren't sure about how long they could give him. So I gave him 3 years. Hey, look, he's a really good player. His kicking game is really important to Canberra. I think he's the one that, because they have a lot of offload footy, stuff like that, they can get very erratic, and I think he's the one that can calms them down and just kicks them into good positions. So I think he's very important for them. Look, he's not a, top line. He's if you're sort of going through halves, he's not right at the top and that, but he plays to his strengths. He knows his role in the side and he does it really well for him. So good on him going to make some cash. And I think he'll be good. Bit the same. He's a facilitator. He brings the other guys and helps them go, kicks them into good
He might say hi to you. I'll back him.
I reckon he will as well.
I reckon, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
He'll
think
be
he
a good
will.
fella, man.
Yeah.
I met him recently down in Canberra.
But he was playing for Canberra, then doesn't count.
Okay.
He didn't say hello to him.
No,
did
he didn't.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Before we get into Maloney's multi, have you played at Magic Round?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Is it good for the players? Is it something you look forward to, or is it a bit of a pain in the ass?
It's both. I tend to look at the silver lining a bit more because it is a hell of a weekend. It can be a bit torturous at times, like walking around the plaza, and usually, being rugby league players, you don't get recognised too much. But over Magic Round, there's every league flag under the sun, so you can't walk too many steps. Usually I have Nico near me, so they can, Nico, go to a photo. And then I just sort of like bolt and just keep walking. So, but I love it. I reckon it's a great celebration of the game. It's unreal for the fans. You can park up on one day and, watch your favourite team and then maybe your least favourite team, and then just this. It's just a celebration of our sport, I reckon. So I love it, and I love winning a game there and then drinking afterwards. And I can't do either of it, but hopefully my team can. Should be good. Yeah.
I don't know. I just asked Kai what year the NRL
Nah, you
Magic
didn't.
Round. So I don't think I did.
2019 was the first year.
I did play in Magic Round in Super League.
Oh yeah, which is kind of where it started.
That's where
right?
they sort of had it at Newcastle.
That always looks like a good time.
Well, did kick a field goal to win the game and lock up the league leaders shield, like the minor premiership over there.
Oh, how good.
I don't know, if you're on socials, you'll probably see it. It's going around again. But
when Jimmy's telling me this story, this is what I say: kick the field goal, win the game. And
What is because you're winking. Sometimes you're winking at me.
Hey, don't worry. It's just that's what happened. So it was good. Yeah, it was good.
So
mate.
we love Magic Round. Is
I
what
love
we're saying.
it. I love it. I
You love it.
I've never been up. It kind of the 2 years that I still had my show, we got left behind. Basically, everybody went up except for our
now
show.
you go to the Hong Kong Nines.
Sevens, yeah.
Sevens,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Mate, I'm flying. Hey, let's do
That's
your...
pretty much a year's salary in one
Yeah.
weekend, isn't it?
Yep.
Far out. How good. Living the dream.
Maloney's multi, give it to me.
Go.
You said it's
Maloney's
based...
multi. Here we go. We told you it's going the Bulldogs. Titans game. Bulldogs, Titans. We have Bulldogs to score 5+ tries with Karaz and Cherry to both be try scorers. And we are getting $6. Get on the good value. This looks a really good bet. I think the Bulldogs will put on plenty on the Titans. So go to better, go to their specials, go down, find the Journeyman. Remember, gamble responsibly.
Right. Clickbait collectors this week. There's basically one story that's doing the round. I'd like to get your hot take on it.
Yeah.
18 sin bins in 8 games.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Joey's upset. He's walking out of commentary boxes. He's saying the
Yeah, he's
game's a
blowing up.
disgrace. Wayne Bennett's ringing into Triple M saying the game's no good anymore. Apparently fans are turning it off. Is it just another big media beat up because we need a story, or is it a bit stinky at the moment, the 18 sin bins? I'm going to go to the player first. Toby, thoughts?
Yeah, I think it reeks, personally. I think we've got this weird, like these crackdowns that happen from time to time. At the start of the year, it was to play the ball. Right now, it's the head highs. And I just think we have to be able as a game to get some grey involved. So right now, it's black and white. Right now, it's if you get hit in the head with any sort of direct force, 10 in the bin, is that making a game safer? I don't think so. Is it making a game better to watch? Definitely not. We're having stars sit off the sideline for 10 minutes instead of, helping their team win the game. And then it becomes a story in and amongst itself. So we're not talking about how good it's going to be on Sunday, Broncos versus Bulldogs. We're talking about, 10 minutes in the bin and these. And it happened last year. We had a chat about it as well. And I just think the game needs to focus on letting accidents be accidents from time to time. In saying that, you can't obviously go out there and have 20 blokes getting concussed, but these incidences aren't even concussions. They're just glancing blows. And, I don't see the need, the process for it. I don't know what they're trying to achieve. And I just don't, in its entirety, see the end-term goal. Like, what's going to happen? Blokes aren't going to stop doing this. It's a full collision contact sport. Blokes are running as hard as you can at each other, 6 times a set for 80 minutes a game. Like, there's going to be incidental head contact, but why would you let it affect the game? I don't know. I'm going in circles, but you can gather how I'm feeling.
Yeah, 100% agree, mate. It's becoming ridiculous because the thing is we've made so many changes to the game about speeding it up. They've dropped interchanges, all right, because they've wanted to bring the small man back into the game, and we're starting to see that. But now we're going back to things where we're stopping the play for something that no one saw that got missed 5 plays ago, and the ref's going, hold on, come out here, we're making a decision. So we're sort of going away from exactly what you wanted to do and make it more of attrition, right, and speed the game up. We're now slowing the game down, right? We're taking out everything, as Toby said, about any accidents. Like, an accident is not possible in the game. Since 1908, when the game started, stuff has been missed in rugby league. It always has, always will, all right? Keep the bunker out of it. The bunker doesn't need to play any role in the game until a try is scored, all right, or a captain's challenge. Leave the captain's challenge, because for a long period of time, everyone hated the image of players like laying down for penalties because the bunkers would intervene. Now that's what it's getting back to. Guys are going, and for so long, rugby league players have bagged soccer players and things like that for the carry on and that around getting hit. And now this is the way our game's going again. All right. So just accept that things will get missed. The match review panel will go back through a game like they have since the dawn of time, gone back, and they will, if there's anything untoward, they will look after it. But to stop the game, to send Symbians off, you've got a referee and 2 touch judges. If they don't see it, move on. Like, just things will be missed, and they have been forever in our game, and that's okay. I think fans can deal with that, all right? Players can deal with that. They have forever, so just let it be.
What's the theory behind it? Is it a
can't
fear?
be a theory.
But is it a fear that in 15 to 20 years' time, when players have CTE or they have, brain damage because of this head contact, that they will then take the NRL to court? And so they can say...
But the liability is a whole... So if everyone talks about the liability with NFL, all right, that was a whole different thing, because the NFL knew there was a danger, and they deliberately hit it and dismissed the guy that was trying to come out and show it. The NRL are completely aware. They've made all these adjustments to the game to make them safer. All right, so everyone here, no one's saying let's not make the game safe, let's cut out high contact. Of course, but the high contact, the referees and the touch judge see.
So why are they doing it? Why?
I think it's to clean up the game's image still.
So is it because a mother sitting at home,
that's what I reckon,
whose kid's got the choice between soccer and rugby league, is choosing soccer?
Okay,
is that why?
Okay, well, this is like one of the things that probably pissed me off the most. Rugby league is not a sport for everyone. Let's be happy. We don't need to be a sport for everyone. So stop sitting there. If mum at home doesn't want your kid to play footy, then that kid is not going to be a kid that will start and come up and be involved in our game. And that's okay. It never has been. There's always been kids that don't like the contact, that have got other avenues to play other sports. Rugby league never has been and never will be the number 1 pick of every kid in Australia. All right? So stop trying to make it that. Because if they're worried about the contact and they're worried about that, go play soccer. Go for what it means. Go play touch football. NRL owns touch football now. Like, go do that. Go play Oztag.
Yeah, but you see what I mean? So they make this, there's the crackdown, then all these changes happen, but they never, or unless I missed it, they never said why.
Because there is
we
no
are
why.
doing this because.
There's no
logical
reason.
Why would you disrupt a game that's flying? Like league, I've worked in it for long enough to remember the shit times when they were talking about how the game's in $50 million debt and it's not going to survive, to where it is now. Why are they messing with it?
Yeah.
Like, my kids the other day were looking at, literally they were home on school holidays, and my kids were talking about the game and going back on YouTube or whatever to old games, like old State of Origins back in the day, and going, this was when footy was really good, like, and that was cool. Like, we're just losing the gladiatorial aspect of our game, which is why fans watch it. It's what attracts people to the game. Yes, make it safe. Yes, look after players' welfare. We do all that, all right? Not doing that, but don't lose everything and stop trying to make the game for everyone. it's not going to be. And fuck the video ref off from everything, bar captain's challenge and tries, please. Because, fuck, it's just making everything worse, honestly.
I think you're on with Professor Butler asking why, because, honestly, why?
Because and for me, it feels like it's every 2 seasons they have this mad crackdown, and then Kai's got a little something for me here.
In comparison to 2016, there was 17 sin bins in that whole season.
No way.
And in one round, we've had 18.
But you remember there was the crazy chicken wing crackdown. There was the crazy cannonball crackdown. There was the crazy.
Which is obviously there's things that are done for welfare, and that's okay. The ones that you see and the ones that they do. The ones we're talking about here are the ones that no one sees. The ones that get missed by everyone. There, no one even knows they happened, and then we're pulling the game up.
Hey, at least you got Sunday.
But I'll tell you what.
Panthers, Broncos, mate. Panthers, Broncos.
We got Sunday
But
at
how
least.
good would Professor, imagine if every time they did a crackdown, Abdo or whoever makes the rules, come out and tell them why and have some sort of justification, because there is none at the moment.
No, so
and no one
in 10 years' time, we're worried that this is going to be the case. Or in 3 years' time, this is why we're cracking down. They just go.
And then if they come out and they say why and everyone goes, that's stupid, you're an idiot, then at least maybe he'll go, well, I'm an idiot and I shouldn't do this.
Transparency.
There you go. That's good. Hey, who said we can't do topical current events and dissect and...
Well, I think Toby was annoyed with it. I'm very annoyed with it.
What, topical events?
No,
just the bins.
just
I will
the
say,
way it's
though, and
carrying on.
I'm anti-sim bins, right? But was it the Seagulls I was watching, and when it was 12 on 12,
Pretty exciting.
I started thinking, well, maybe there is one too many player out there. Because it was good. It was end-to-end. It was side by side.
Well, you could probably get rid of a winger from each side
Yeah.
and no one would know too much.
So, I mean, yes, no to the sim bins, but, man, I don't mind. Like, if it comes 10 on 10 for a bit.
But you're not playing the game.
Just right on
Too much time at the Hong Kong Sevens.
Yeah, get it down to 7. Look, we do have, I think we've gone a while here.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip the new segment for this week, unless you had a cracker.
I've got a cracker.
Let's do it. What's your new segment? We'll do it real quick.
Righto. Well, my new second segment, we know we all want to have a laugh on here, and I think everyone who watches it likes just a good old yarn. Jimmy's jokes.
Okay.
So everyone, see, you've already making yours all laugh. Jimmy's jokes.
Yeah.
So, but it's not always just going to be, mate, why don't every one of us each week come in with a cracking joke that we've heard and tell it on the potty.
Love it.
I got one.
Well, you start us
got
off.
one, you go.
Let's go.
Why was the ocean embarrassed?
I know the answer, but just do it.
Because of the seaweed.
It's a very dad joke.
Moving on.
But
Did you have one?
No, I didn't. But I just, as I said, I hadn't prepared, but I just popped in and I thought going forward, we just nominate so someone can actually come in with a cracking joke.
Well done, Toby. Because the seaweed.
Yeah. What did one tampon say to the other one?
I don't know.
Nothing. They were both stuck up.
That's
Probably
good.
Probably going to have that.
Yeah, we can. We just bip it out. That's awesome.
All right. Hey, we're going back to back on Jimmy's segments. Rumour or Trumour. This is where we finish.
Oh, yes. And I love this one. This is a bit of a light-hearted one. All right. But
Straight from Triple M, this one.
Let me just bring it in. Triple M, don't steal this one. Plagiarism. Now, all right. Which current state of origin player
Could be
back in the day when he was single, his go-to pickup line for about a year was he would ask the girl to ask him what he does for work, and then his response would be, can't be bothered explaining. Just Google me.
Who is it that does it?
I love that. It's very light-hearted. And if the player in question is watching that, please just comment and just get a bit of accountability and say, I loved it. Used to work a treat. Let's just get something. But I like that. That's a bit funny.
Who do you reckon? Should we have a guess at who do you think it is? I could see Willie Mason doing that.
Oh, Mace is a good shout.
I could see Willie Mason doing that. Yeah.
Who had a big? I mean, I would think Jimmy Maloney straight off.
Yeah.
But unless is this your pickup line?
No. I used to have some
Fletcher?
crackers.
What
I
about?
used to have a cracker. Is that a mirror in your pocket? In your pants? Sorry, is that a mirror in your pants? Because I
What?
can see myself in them.
That's a good one.
Not bad.
What's the other one?
Do you work for Australia Post? You've been checking out this package all night.
How good are our pickup lines?
Best.
How much does a polar bear weigh?
Enough to break the ice.
Yeah.
Where
Prof.
is he? Where is he, guys?
I've also got a joke. I've just thought of one for Jimmy's jokes. Ready?
Oh,
We'll
man.
finish with this. So, Tobias Rudolph walks into a doctor's office with a toy plastic horse up his ass.
Oh.
The doctor checks him out and writes down his condition as stable.
That's a really good one. That's a really good one.
Righto. I like the new segment. Jimmy's
That's
jokes.
cracker.
That's a very good, yeah.
We might have to skip Latsy.
Yeah, that's fine.
We might just flip between us because
I'm keen.
I think Latsy
I'm
might
keen.
miss. He might miss the memo again.
I
you
reckon
know.
it'd be funny to watch Latsy bumble through a joke
Oh,
and get the fucking punchline before the setup, and then go, can we go again? Can we go again?
You know what you do is you get him to like say it, and then when he says a punchline, everyone goes, "Whoa, too far."
Yeah. Oh, we have to edit that.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, that was the show at Rugby League Journeyman. Follow us everywhere. Like, subscribe, do what you can. Tell your friends, tell your family. We'll be back next week. Will you be back next week, Toby? Or
Depends on training days, but I'll probably be able to come here. Yes, I'll be here next week.
Wonderful. Apologies again. They are doing some sort of construction
I've
above
just
us.
stopped now.
10-pin bowling.
They've stopped now. So
Yeah.
that's terrific. 10-pin bowling's happening. That was the show. Got anything else to add, lads?
No, great show. Jeez, we went sidetracked, but I thought it was
Yeah.
some crackers.
Sunday. Am I right?
I feel like we've lost the dead weight. All right. We'll see you next week. What a great video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. There is a like button down here. There's a subscribe button down here somewhere. Also, I think you can click down here and you can watch more videos of us. If you didn't like it, you can go f*** yourself.